You wake up 2 hours late for work. Would you still go? Why? Why not?
Late equals doghouse. No call no show equals fired guy.
When I wake up on time I still have this dilemma.
Yep, I'm usually punctual and my boss is not a huge pain in the ass. Also, if I don't go, the clients are more of a pain than my boss and the next day I'd have to overwork myself to catch up on work.
For my job, I'd get an official warning if I was 2 hours late. If I didn't show up at all I'd likely get fired.
Yes. I have flexible work hours and as long as I fulfill my work duty within the month, I'm okay. Better to show up late than never.
No flight would be cancelled. And I'd probably be in big trouble. There's this thing in Germany we call Gleitzeit. It lets you come and go whenever you want between 7 o'clock and 2000 as long as you fulfill your daily target time. So you basically have 13 hours time to get your 7 to 8 hours of work done.
Nope. My job has a point-based attendance policy. Being late less than 1 hour is half a point, over an hour is 1 point. Calling off is also 1 point. We can call off up to 3 hours into our shift. After 3 it is considered a no-call no-show, which is worth 3 points. So no, it isn't worth even going to work by their policy.
Back when I was bartending, same answer. Being late in the service industry is putting your work onto someone else. Get there so whoever is covering for you can go home or so everyone's workload becomes more manageable.
My current job? No, it's fucking hell and it makes me miserable. But in general yeah I would go.
My company cares if work is done. I could be late and do the work done or I can be on time and don't do the same work. In either case they don't care. When shit isn't done then I get an info that things needs to be done.
Op seems to be 2 hours late but still wants some advice. Yeah. It's still your job, and if you work 8-hour days, you'll still have 6 to go. Maybe you can stay late to make up the time. Regardless, oversleeping is a common screw-up. It doesn't mean that you just take the whole day off. You just go in late. I'm still in school so I only work weekends, but yes. They may be angry, but offer to make up the time by maybe working an extra day. It wouldn't make the situation better, but they'd probably appreciate it.
I'm in military, I can't be 2 hours late cause NCOs be knocking at your door for just being 5 minutes late lol.
Done this but less than 2 hours. Called ahead and said, had a bad nosebleed, it stopped, I am on my way now. Learned this after the nosebleed thing happened for real.
Yes, start a bit later, stay a bit longer.
Of course. Hey, why didn't you show up at work this morning, everything okay? Yeah sorry I overslept, I figured those remaining 6 hours weren't worth the effort anymore to still come over, okay, cool, said no boss, ever.
Yes, flat tire. Car crash on the road. Car got towed. You got hit by a car. Or nearly.
If I see $200 lying in the ground and $50 blow away, I would still pick up the remaining $150.
I'd go, straight to the doctor that is.
As an employer there is nothing more frustrating than a no-show no-call. Calling out 2 hours late isn't great either, but better than nothing. If you come in 2 hours late and apologize for oversleeping I typically have no issue and appreciate the honesty.
Nah, I have a 90 commute. I also have 35 PTO days per year, so I can afford to burn one if I oversleep by that much.
Better late than never, but never late is better. If you get paid enough that you can afford to skip work, and also have a job that won't fire you for deciding to suddenly not show up, consider yourself lucky several times over. Nah. I get penalized if I'm over 30 minutes no matter what happens. In for a penny in for a pound.
Yes, because I am a teacher so it's awful when I am gone or have to write sub-plans, which take hours. They'd have to pull someone for coverage which means other students aren't getting the support in some way. If they can't find coverage, they'll split my students amongst the other teachers in my grade which then wreaks havoc on all those teachers' days. Definitely would go in.
Probably not, but my anxiety would be through the roof. I woke up 16 hours early for work today, which starts in 40 minutes. After hardly sleeping yesterday. Wish me luck. KMN.
I just got a new job that I start on the 21st, so yeah because showing late is better than not showing up at all. I would just call up and say, I fucked up. Honesty goes a long way.
Yes, I can't be fired, it's my business.
Yeah, I would still have 10 hours of work, and I would get warning.
Nah, rent a car and head to Mexico. Your life as you know it is over.
Please answer quickly, I need to make a decision.
I'd get a demerit, which my company takes very seriously. 3 demerits and you'll receive a citation. 5 citations and you're looking at a violation. 4 of those and you'll receive a verbal warning. Keep it up and you'll receive a written warning. 2 of those will land you in a world of hurt in the form of disciplinary review written up by Dwight and placed on the desk of his immediate superior. No, I work from home on days of my choice, so I'd just work from home that day as it takes me 2 hours to get to work, so I'd be on time. Yes, as long as you're not on a warning already, they can't fire you for being late. No, at that point it might be better to call in sick and apologize for the late notice.
No, I'm a coach, 2 hours is the time for a practice session, at that point the kids are going home. Yes. Because I am an adult.
I'm salaried, so yes. I would just work later to make up for it. Or not. They are pretty laid back as long as you get your job done, which I do.
Yes, I'm a nurse. Better a late healer than no healer at all. Also, I could never let my team down. Magic can still happen in the remaining 5 hours of my shift.
Fire guy becomes the fired guy. Fired guy. Ryan started the fire.
Me too. This morning was rough. My friend described it once as, you know those mornings where you wake up and lie in bed and just think, how badly do I need this job, lol.
Felt that sense of dread and anxiety again.
I finally got a job I don't fucking hate everything about, and the biggest benefit is not dreading going on every day. I work roughly 4 to 6 split shifts, so I'm going into work 8 to 12 times a week. Such a relief. Walking to work is another huge benefit. I barely ever put gas in the car.
I sit in my desk chair at home, lean back, staring at the wall, contemplating my life, and what I did ring for me to have to get up at this hour. It's not even that early, like 7:30. My life would be so much better if I could work my job 10 to 7.
That's what people who are chronically late don't realize. If you're punctual 99% of the time, people don't get mad when you're late. They're usually genuinely worried that something went wrong. And if it was just a mistake, they tend to cut you slack because it isn't consistent behavior. I learned that while working a shitty kitchen job. Woke up like a half hour after my shift and just ran to work. Arrived just as service started, but my boss didn't give a shit. He was worried I was dead.
Not to mention colleagues that have to make up for your absence where applicable. Not a huge pain in the ass is my new go-to compliment. Yeah, 2 hours is a bit ridiculous. If I have an employee no call, no show 30 minutes, I usually text them to check on them. If they went an hour without an answer, I'd call. No answer at that point is a problem. I'd notify HR, but nothing official would be done until we reach them one way or another. If at 2 hours they call me and say, oh shit, I slept through my alarm and my ringer was off, I'd ask them to get their ass in gear or let me know if they want to use personal time and take the day.
You don't get sick days? Getting fired for missing one day? Who the fuck are you? Secretary of State? Chief of the U.S. military?
I want a job like that. I hate going in 9 to 5 just to sit there doing nothing because I have to work a certain number of hours regardless if there any work left to do.
What type of job do you have? Same here, just with the difference that the hours are not that important either. As long as you do your job well and are at roughly 40 hours on average during the month, you are good. If it's a bit lower, let's say 38, no problem. You can also, for example, stay 12 hours on Thursday and leave 4 hours early on Friday. It's pretty good. Yep, I don't have set hours. Some people show up at 6 a.m., some show up at 10 a.m. Might get some jokes about being hungover if you show up later than usual without notice, but for the most part nobody really cares so long as you get your work done.
Flex hours are the GOAT. I will never understand how so many office jobs have to be from 9 to 5.
Just like periods.
Better Nate than lever. So, are you an airplane? Probably.
Pilot? What job in air travel requires one certain person that an entire flight needs to be cancelled if they are late, don't show up?
I always wondered what happens if the pilot calls in or can't, do they just find another?